Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim L'chaim. This week's Torah portion is Re'eh, which means see. The way the Torah portion opens is, see, I've placed before you today a blessing and a curse. And I was thinking about this, and it's quite interesting because a blessing and a curse are two opposites. And most of the Torah portion actually speaks about these differences. So for example, the Torah portion talks about kosher animals, what is and isn't kosher. It talks about identifying a false prophet as opposed to a real prophet. It talks about the tithes, separating the tithes from your food or from your crops. And it talks about the regalim, the three festivals and how to observe them. So there's a lot of detail in this week's Torah portion. And I read a teaching from Rebbe Elimelech of Lizensk, and it was quite difficult, and so I'm going to try and explain it the best way I can. But it was all focused around that first pasuk, see, which was in the singular. Usually say shomea to one person, but shomim is to many people. I'm asking if you are all listening. And the way the verse says is re'eh, see, in the singular. But it says, I've placed before you, lefanechem, in the plural, all of you guys listening to this now. And so they ask the question, why does it go from the singular and then to the plural? And the way the Rebbe Elimelech of Lizensk explains it is, see is connected to love. Why? Because we have all these cliches. Love at first sight, or beauty is in the eye of the beholder. All these things about love connect to sight. And what the Rebbe says is that when you cannot truly love something unless you see it. And I found that to be a very thought-provoking question, because he's saying that if we ever want to try and really get to a deep love of Hashem, we have to see Him. And obviously that's impossible, because we can never see Him eye to eye. Not even Moshe Rabbeinu got to see Him eye to eye. We see Him every day for sure, we see Him manifest in all these different ways, but we never see Hashem purely in His essence. And that's what he comes to say. He says that love is connected to this word for unity. And that's why the word for echad, one, is the same gematria as ahava, love. Because love and sight, these are things that connect you to a person. It's being truly unified with them. And so that's what he's saying is this word for re'eh. Re'eh is connected to love, to seeing Hashem in one way, with true unity. And lefanechem is to say, listen, you will not reach that level, and that's okay. You are on the level of all of us, all of lefanechem, all of the masses, all the people. We're all striving to get to this place of love of Hashem. We're all striving to get there. And how do we do it? With the blessings and the curses. What does the Torah say are these blessings? It's the Torah. It's following Hashem's commandments. So it's through doing the commandments, doing every mitzvah, and really mitzvah geras mitzvah. If you do one mitzvah, you merit to do another one. And it's very special because there are such interesting mitzvah that we get to do. And the more you look into it and the more you desire to do it, the more you get to do. And it's really, really a rewarding tafkid, a really rewarding job to get to do mitzvot in this world. And the fact that we are rewarded with a closeness to Hashem, to this place where we could come to a love of Hashem, a deep, true love, a love that's really only felt between a husband and a wife, as the best mashal, which the Zohar is all about. The Zohar only speaks about a husband and wife relationship because it's the closest we can get. And why is that? The Rebbe brought a beautiful gematria. He said the gematria of chatan and kala together is the same gematria of emet and chesed together. That the true chesed, the true giving, is only experienced between a chatan and a kala, which is the Jewish people and Hashem. So, B'ezrat Hashem, we should all merit to see Hashem as best as we can, and always strive to see Him more and more in clear ways until we are fully united with Him in the days of Mashiach. Shabbat Shalom.